This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, and we are here at Ramonto's in Claremont. We're here every month, first week of the month, and they've welcomed us in, as always. And Andrew, it's always good to be back.
Yeah, thanks for having me back, and of course, thanks to Ramonto's. Got a lot of delicious food here.
Yes.
It's going to be another great shoot.
It always is. We'll get into the food, and they'll be bringing more food. They got beers on tap. You can watch the Red Sox games. They got all kinds of TVs here, a great bar, got a lot of beers on tap. Of course, pizzas, calzones, as you see in front of us. Lots to choose from here. They got takeout, or you could just pick it up. They got delivery. So whatever you want, you can get it here at Claremont at Ramonto's in Claremont. So, Andrew, we talked about Red Sox over the past month have just continued to roll, and really no signs of slowing down. They go to Houston, the defending champs, against the Astros. They split, 4-game series. Pretty good weekend.
Yeah, not a bad weekend. In that Astros series here, the first 2 games, Houston won those, but then the Red Sox won a big one against Justin Verlander, who's really looking like a Cy Young candidate, and then against Charlie Morton, who's also had a really good season, a starting pitcher for the Astros. They won both of those 2 games. That's really a good sign. I mean, it was kind of looking like going up against Verlander, already losing the first 2, and then Morton wasn't looking good, but they won both of those games. Those were big wins. Really, the Red Sox looking like probably the best team in the AL?
Yeah, right now, as the record goes, they are the best team in the American League, and then going to Houston, and like you said, it didn't look good. They lost the first 2, and then even losing in the third game. Price was behind. He had given up 3 runs early, and it looked like, uh-oh, here we go. But the Astros bullpen kind of faltered down the stretch in the 2 games, Saturday and Sunday. Porcello pitching great on Sunday, really mowing down the Astros batters. Jose Altuve striking out, Carlos Correa striking out. So it was a really good weekend. Even though it was only a split, you didn't win the series. Really good weekend. And we talked about some of the pitching having some good starts. Obviously, Porcello. One guy who hasn't had a good start recently is Chris Sale. 2 mediocre starts. Last one, I think it was Friday night in Houston. He only gave up 4 runs through 6 innings. Wasn't terrible, but the start before that wasn't great at all. He's looked a little off the last few starts.
Yeah, he has. Really, this entire season, he hasn't looked completely sharp. I think his ERA is maybe just around 3, which is solid, but really for Chris Sale, you're looking probably around 2.5 somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I really think that that line drive he took off the hip in spring training, maybe that has some lingering effects. He's just really thrown a lot of pitches this season that he hasn't had control on. Last year you saw, really for the majority of the season, every pitch he threw he was locating. But this year he's been shaky, really walking a lot of guys. There's been a lot of kind of 3-1, 3-2 counts, and he'll just throw a really bad sort of pitch that walks the batter. Just hasn't been sharp on that kind of that full count pitch. I'm a little concerned about him.
Yeah, and getting into those full counts. Like you mentioned last year, he didn't get into that at all. He would start a guy off on a strike, he'd be ahead 1-2, and then he'd bury him on some terrible pitch that nobody could hit, but it looked good, coming from Sale. It was one of those things where he has really, even when he was getting the wins and pitching decent, he wasn't pitching 7 or 8 innings like he was last year. So it'll be interesting to see if he can continue it. Like you said, it's still around 3 ERA. He's not bad. Let's not get carried away. But I agree, it's a little bit of a cause for concern. And another cause for the concern are the injuries that are apparent, and that is obviously Mookie Betts and Dustin Pedroia, both on the DL for different reasons. Betts kind of the side sore not hamstring, but sore muscle in his side, and Pedroia not able to recover from that knee surgery. Long-term, short-term, where are we looking for both these guys?
Yeah, so I kind of think Mookie Betts, he's been a little banged up at times this season. I really think this 10-day deal is kind of precautionary. He's really having an MVP type of season, so they don't want to rush him back. I think he'll be okay, and of course he's young. What is he, 25, someone like that? But of course, then you look at Dustin Pedroia. I am concerned about that. He just came off a major knee surgery. What was it, cartilage?
Yeah,
some kind of major knee surgery, and he came back, was it 4 games I think he played?
Yep.
I think he had 1 hit in those 4 games. He looked pretty good defensively, but now he's out, and I've heard he is getting a second opinion from some kind of specialist. That is not a good sign, and of course he's in his mid-30s now, and he's played a ton of innings over his career. I'm concerned about Pedroia. I think Nunez has done a good job filling in at second base, but really I am concerned about Pedroia.
Yeah, and Nunez has struggled defensively, but offensively he's kind of picked it up as of late. The offense has come a little bit more. And then obviously with Swihart on the team, Brock Holt and Nunez, they'll be able to fill in. But you're right, long term, that's really not the answer. They want Pedroia back and at least close to 100% going into the playoffs. So we'll have to monitor those situations. I believe Betts will be back when his 10-day DL stint is up. Pedroia might be a little longer. We'll see what happens, but no question about it. This Red Sox team, first place, best record in baseball. They are here to stay. They are here for the long haul, the long season, lots to come. So who knows what can happen. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll talk some NBA. Obviously, the finals are right in the midst of it. We're here at Ramontos in Claremont on YCN Sports Talk.